Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, where we're building the Reno, Thousand Oaks and Roseville Railway. So, last week we did a lot of work around this sort of area of land that we can see on the screen right now. And it is looking pretty good, if I might say so myself. So we've connected a lot of towns. We've added in a bit of a missing connection from Charlotte over to Athens as well via Oklahoma City, so that is pretty good in itself. And today we're going to be considering with our overall strategy we've been following, the whole series, and that is serving all of the towns that we have passenger services to with the goods and services they need to expand. Now we've got a little complaint here. I wonder what that is. Train has a problem. What is the problem? No path. I'm guessing we've maybe missed a switch back or something like that. You are too long, of course. It's the problem we've been facing the whole time. Alright, well that is sorted out. Let's move on to the meat of the episode. So what I'd like to do on our western line, or our western corridor, is to get one of our new sort of EMU type trains running on. I don't know if you'd call this an EMU or not, but let's have a look at it. The Speedancer Express. So we've got enough money for it now. It's powerful, it's fast, and it is, I think, a really good option for us in terms of servicing that corridor. And we can maybe even, probably down the line a bit, get a second one on, something like that. That also frees up our existing electric loco hauled service to run that sort of line through to Hollywood that we've currently got one of our PAs running on. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to do that straight off the bat now. Purchased, and we will get it running on our western line. So that's a nice easy one. And next we want to facilitate the switch over of our existing train that was running on that line. We don't actually have a connection right now, so we'll need to do a bit of a sort of crossover type movement here to enable that train to switch over to the new line it's going to be running on. We could potentially do it over here as well. Actually, that probably makes more sense. Nothing too special here. This is just a fairly run-of-the-mill connection we're making, just to enable that movement to happen. So, nice easy one. Next we're going to need to do a little bit of electrification. I believe we'll need to electrify from here back. It looks like what we'll be doing. And now I think what we'll do, we'll actually add an additional platform on here to serve this new service. So I accidentally placed this building here. We're going to retain it, but we're going to move it back a little bit, back to sort of around here. And then we're going to have a sort of a one-sided platform, or a terminating platform there instead. It hasn't completely worked out with how it's supposed to look, but it's okay. Also, we've added a random extra bit there, which I'm not going to bother fixing right now. Alright, so we now need to make this connection happen. So I think what we're going to need to do is pull out these signals here and actually have the connection happen over here. That probably makes sense. That's going to be easiest to have work. Maybe. Okay, so we've got that, and then let's do... Oh, almost at it. And let's do that. Okay, beautiful. Sort of beautiful. Acceptable. And I think that is everything connected up, almost. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so we have full electrical coverage now of this line. And now, what I'm going to do, we are going to get our Hollywood Express Charlotte train, and we are going to switch it over to run on the Hollywood Express Lexington line. The Charlotte train we're actually going to completely remove, and we're going to set up a new one running from Hollywood. Perfect, everything's looking good there. And we are going to call that the Hollywood Athens line. Now, we should be able to grab this train here, which is stopped. Apparently it's been stopped the whole time. I think I probably stopped it to take a picture and I just forgot to let it play again. So we've probably got a bit of a traffic jam happening, but that's okay. That's fine. And so we are going to switch it over to the Hollywood to Athens line. Lovely. And we're going to let it run. Alright, now we've got that line change all in and hopefully working. We're going to start getting some freight running. So we've got Naperville here that needs bricks, food and machinery. I don't think we have goods yet, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. I might have to check that in a bit. But we've got everything else. So where are we going to be needing to supply these? It's looking pretty decent in terms of... hopefully we can get in a station somewhere. We could always just get one in over here at our sort of main station and have them sort of feed off via a truck service. That actually might be our best bet. We can possibly change one of these platforms over to a truck service. Can we do that? I think we can do that. Let's have a look. We can, but not big enough. So we will keep that as a passenger platform, and instead we will delete that one. Cool. It's sort of cool-ish. Cool-ish. Oh, okay. It'll work. It'll work. Okay. So we've got that sorted out now. Next, we need to get a platform attached to our station here. This one will be a fairly easy one, I think. Reasonably easy. Let's say that. We're definitely going to be embracing some ugliness, as you can see here. And we need some cargo platforms as well. Did a little bit of smoothing. Why not? Because I love burning money. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's no worse than anything else is here. And then we can just do a quick connection up to our main. Hopefully. Beautiful, or somewhat beautiful anyway. And then we can get a bit of a feeder service running off to some different areas of the city to make sure we're covering all our demand there. So we're going to need some truck unload stops. Next, we can get some services set up to provide these goods that we need. All right, so we're going to be going with the Dash 8 again, because that's what we've got available. And for our bricks, we have some new flat cars now. Flat cars with side stakes, 160 kilometers an hour, so pretty decent. I don't think we'll need a massively long train for the moment. We might just try a capacity of 160. That's sort of what we've been going for fairly regularly. And if we want to, we can pump that up a little bit. All right, so let's get that purchased. And we can get a new line set up for it. So we'll be running from Roseville. Actually, let's get a connection here, because that's probably going to be the quicker way to do it, isn't it? This is becoming quite complicated. What happened to all our money? Actually, never mind. We literally just bought a train with it. I'll allow it. Okay, this is a bit of a monstrosity, but it's okay. Alright, so we are going to be running from our Roseville freight tracks. And we're going to run straight to Naperville and return. What tracks are we using here? Perfect, we're using a set of tracks that we actually weren't using previously. And that should be a fairly easy one now. Alright, next we're going to look at Charlotte. So Charlotte once again needs everything we've produced, to be honest. But I think food is going to be where we're going to start here. So we will get a freight platform set up here, and we'll get a bit of a distribution network set up as well. Okay, we've got our new freight platform set up. Now let's get a truck station in. We can probably make this a long, sort of skinny one. Sort of skinny. It's not very skinny, is it? Oh, I didn't mean to place that there. That looks absolutely terrible. Well, alright. Well, it's there anyway. So I've changed my mind. I've realized that food is definitely not going to be our #1 priority here. It's actually going to be machinery. So we'll get a machinery chain set up. Machinery comes over from Rancho Cucamonga. I think we should have enough production to take care of that, it looks like. Alright, so we'll get a -8 set up, along with some boxcars. Alrighty, and it is time to upgrade some of our passenger lines. If we have a look at the vehicles running on these passenger lines, we'll probably notice something. And that is that they are all pretty old. Let's have a look at our age. Yeah, so we've got Zephyrs, 65 years old. We've actually got some of these old shunters we need to look at as well. But we're going to focus on passenger right now, because we've got, you know, PAs, all that sort of thing that really need to be replaced. First of all, I want to have a look at the Simi Valley line. If we have a look at the passengers wanting to go on that line, we've got 578, we've got like another 500, another 500, another 500. So it's looking busy as, and I think we've got one long train and a Zephyr on this line. So it's not really fit for purpose. So what we're going to do, we're going to upgrade it with a new train, because we haven't looked a new locomotive. If we have a look here, we'll see that we have a Genesis P42, which are obviously quite common diesel passenger trains. Now, they have a reasonable top speed. It's not the best we can do, but it's looking pretty good. Obviously, the Sundance is a bit better. So we are going to be using the Westrail West fleet on this. We do have the Bombardier bi-levels, but they have a lower top speed, so I think we might go with single level cars for the moment. That should be a little bit more affordable for us as well. So we will pop these up to a 240 meter long train, which, as you can see, is going to be very expensive. But this is important for us because we just don't have capacity on that Simi Valley line right now. Might bump it down a little bit just so we can get it in service and start making some money. So that is all done. We will put it on the Simi line. What we can also do as well is we can get our Simi Valley line and we can sell off the Zephyr. In fact, we literally just had a Zephyr running on this. So that's that's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? We're going to sell it because, I mean, it's not really doing any use to the line at all anyway, because it's such a low capacity train. But yeah, hopefully, fairly quickly, we can get this boosted up to a full 240 meter long train. Alright, as we can see, machinery is starting to flow into Charlotte, so good, we can tick that one off the list. And it's now time to move on to the next city we're going to get sorted out. And I think Oklahoma City is probably our best option here. It may be a little bit tricky to get our freight train running into here though, so I need to work out where we could potentially run it. We could maybe get something along this sort of this corridor here. I don't know if that'll work or not, but it may be our best bet potentially. This is going to be another machinery chain as well, so we need to keep that in mind. And I wonder what will be quicker for machinery, to go through Roseville or to go through Hollywood. So let's have a look. We'll put down, I think, a platform here, see if we can get that to work and run it as a bit of a sort of a dual-ended sort of situation here. Let's see, will you fit in? No, not going to fit in. I reckon almost. Very close to fitting in there, but no, it's not going to work. So our other option is to get a goods platform over here, which is what we've been doing with our other train lines. So I think we might do that. Okay, so now that that is sorted, it's time to get some machinery coming into Oklahoma. Where are our machinery consumers? Opposite side of the city. Pretty decent sort of size industry there, so I think we should be able to do some nice coverage, and we should be able to get some nice profit out of that. Fingers crossed anyway. Looks like we can pretty much cover everything with just the one stop, which is good news for me, because it means it's a simpler connection to make. Alright, now let's get a train set up to carry those wonderful machinery pieces. So we are going from Rancho back to Oklahoma City. Nice and easy one. Hopefully shouldn't be too much trouble, shouldn't be too complicated for us. One thing I'm noticing here is that we've got massive demand to go between Lancaster and Fontana. As you can see, look at all these people. They're going Lancaster to Fontana. Where's Akron? Where is that? Okay, it's over there. So, we probably need to do something about that. It's actually causing issues in Lancaster. Our buses are not really running because there is just such a massive backup of traffic. Now, the current sort of layout of our network doesn't really allow a decent passenger rail connection between Lancaster and Fontana. Other thing we could do is we could add on another 2 tracks here, which I was considering doing anyway, and actually have this set of tracks here shift over there, and that will eliminate the conflict movement sort of thing here. You know what, let's do that. Let's see if we can make it work. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to switch these tracks here over, and they're going to run along into there, and they will continue on after. And our connection we're getting in from Lancaster will actually pop into the existing tracks here instead. So that should eliminate the conflict, and we'll see. Potentially we can extend that line, but I think it should be okay at the moment, just sort of with how we're setting it up. What I'm in fact going to do is extend this double track section. So I'm going to quickly pause. We used to have a post office here and it's gone, so this is redundant, so we might remove it, save us on a little bit of what do you call it? Maintenance, that's the one. Oh no, we've got this guy who's stuck. We will need to build a quick and dirty connection here, which should fix him, hopefully. Alright, that is fixed now, or should be at least. I don't know what you're complaining about. Actually, I do. Because I need to connect this up. So we'll just fast forward, let you get out of the way, and then we'll remove that connection again. Fixed. Okay. Next, we're going to build this track here. I think we're going to go... we'll just go with single track right now. I don't think this is going to be a terribly busy line. At least not to start with, anyway. And then we can make a connection. Tricky part is going to be navigating this, actually. In fact, so we might need to do a bit of a very wide sort of connection here. Apparently that works. I don't know how, but it does. Bit ugly, but it works, I think. This is becoming a bit of a spaghetti junction again, isn't it? Oh well. I just thought that this sort of demand, like, that is something we need to take care of because it is causing a bit of a breakdown in Lancaster, as we mentioned. Lots of cars. So, what we might do then, we might actually electrify the section of track between Lancaster and Fontana. We will double track the whole thing, and then we will get a maybe an EMU. We might get one of the Metro liners. They are older, but it probably fits more with what we're trying to do here, I think. Okay, that is all fixed up now. Just do some signaling. Beautiful. So we can get a line set up now. So as I mentioned, we're going to run with a Metro liner. It is a little bit older, but the Speedancer, or I think this is like Acela Express, it's a bit too much. In fact, actually, I've changed my mind. What we could actually do is run it as a commuter train. So we get one of these, GE E60C, and we could pop some bi-level cars on it. We might do that instead. So that's like a very short train with very high capacity. So I like it. It's like Picasso type situation here. Next, I'm going to set up a line, and this line is going to have issues because I haven't electrified the whole thing. But I'll set it up anyway, get it working, and there we go. Missing electric tracks. That's fine. So we will get those electric tracks all sorted out. Oh, out of money as well. What a shock. Alright, there we go. Quick. Let's get this done. I think that's everything. Except the platforms. The platforms aren't electrified either. Actually, no, it seems they were, actually. Never mind. They were just slow speed. Okay, cool. So that is that done. So we've now got this guy running. And hopefully, hopefully we've got some demand there. We've got one person waiting right now, so that's not great, to be honest. Tell you what, though, I think I'm going to leave it there for the moment. It's been quite a long episode for me. Just getting back into the flow of things. I was at PAX last weekend. I didn't actually end up recording this in advance, so I'm recording it on Wednesday for a Thursday release. Yay. I hope you've enjoyed it. I wanted to have a quick chat about what I'm thinking about doing for the next season of Transport Fever 2, because we are getting to the pointy end here. I want you to let me know what you think. So I'm thinking what we'll do, I will keep it with American style trains. I will sort of maintain what we're doing here, but I will bring in a lot of custom assets and custom trains, because you know, vanilla in Transport Fever 2, it's very difficult and challenging because there's such a long distance between new train releases. So bringing in some custom assets I think would be good there. I also want to really dial down the time scale. So we're at 100% right now. I want to take it down to maybe 20% or so. And what that will allow us to do is get more building in, hopefully cover a whole of one of these megalomaniac maps, and maybe focus on some more realistic aspects of building things like yards, building things like roundhouses, things like that. Cool little bits that just don't get built because there's no time to do it when you're running sort of with the regular time scale. But let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. I also want to let you know that I have heard the feedback that you'd like some links to the music I'm using, as well as a workshop collection for the mods I'm using for this playthrough. So I haven't forgotten about that. It's just been very busy. It might be out by the time this episode launches. If not, it'll be before next week, I promise. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this one, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to all my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Transport Fever 2. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.